You love bees, you love honey bottles, but how do you make sure that you can auto-harvest that honeycomb? We have an awesome redstone creation to auto-harvest honeycomb for you. Here we are in Minecraft, and this is what we are going to be making today. This small little contraption will auto-harvest the honeycomb that we want, and it is super efficient. It doesn't use up, it uses shears obviously in a dispenser to get that honeycomb, and it doesn't use up shears whenever it uses them only when you get the honeycomb. This has been running for, I'd say, about an hour or two, and we have 51 honeycomb inside. You can see that the bees have no way to escape, so they come over here to this double high flower, they pollinate, they head back into the hive, which brings the, and I should say nest, this is not a hive. The hive is currently broken, we're gonna get to that later. So they go into the nest, and then the level of the honey increases until it is level 5. Then these detectors detect that, send a redstone signal to the dispenser, which will shear the nest here. Whenever it tries to shear the nest, if for some reason that honey level increases and it can't be sheared, it just doesn't use the shears. So you're not using up your durability on your shears unless it is ready to be sheared. So there are a few false, like it'll detect, anything that happens to the block. If there are any false positives, it won't use up the durability on your shears, which is really, really nice. All of the honeycomb gets put down here in a barrel. There's a barrel instead of this is a little bit different than the original design. There's a barrel so that you can actually open it. The original design had a chest here, but these are solid blocks, so the chest couldn't be opened. So I switched it out for a barrel. This can all be expanded as well. So you could put, say like a actual double chest here and then put a hopper out of this barrel or even off of the bottom of this hopper, and you could easily make this a double chest or fully expanded if you want. So let's go ahead and make it. In order to make it, you are going to need 6 hoppers. You're going to need 2 observers. You're going to need 1 redstone powered rail. You'll need 1 just any block at all and 1 grass block. I guess it could be a dirt block. It doesn't have to be a grass block. Anything that you could put a flower on, you'll need a flower, and you'll need a nest. You do need a nest and not the hive. Right now, I think this is just a bug with the snapshot. The hives are not increasing in honey level for some reason. I believe that this is a snapshot issue, and this shouldn't be because that just seems silly that they wouldn't get honey themselves. So for now, go ahead and use a nest. The nest also has a nice incentive, is that they are already in the world, and there's a chance that you're going to find one with 3 bees already inside of it. That's the maximum number of bees that can be inside of a nest. If you use Silk Touch, you'll get the nest and the bees included inside, which makes creating this situation really, really simple. You could have it so that your nest is the last thing that you put down, and that way your bees are already encased inside of the glass. If you have problems with the bees getting out, remember that you can hold a flower in your hand and then the bees will attract you. So I'd hold a flower in your offhand, get them to fly to you, place down the glass, maybe use ender pearls to get out of there, or chorus fruit would also be a great way to teleport outside the glass without breaking anything. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start by placing down the barrel. So we're going to put down this barrel right here. Pointing into that barrel would be your hoppers. So put 2 hoppers facing into each other, or 1 facing into the barrel, 1 facing into the other hopper, 2 hoppers facing into that, and 2 hoppers facing into that. That is because whenever the nest gets sheared, the honeycomb is going to fly out. And so these hoppers are going to catch that honeycomb and then deposit it into that barrel. Then go ahead and put down a grass or dirt block right there, and that can be filled with any type of double high flower, except for the sunflower. The sunflower, the stem does not cannot be pollinated. So have it be a rose bush, a lilac, or a peony. Next, you can either put down your bee nest now, or you can put down a temporary block if it's filled with bees. I'm just going to go ahead and put it down now because mine is not filled with bees. I'm going to just use the summon command to get some more bees later. Now you're going to put an observer facing directly into that, that hive or nest, and the red dot is going to be at the top. Then this is going to be a block that can be any block at all as long as it can take redstone, so not a redstone block. You're going to put a temporary block down and then an observer facing that temporary block, so the red dot will be facing towards the ground. Now I'll go ahead and destroy that temporary block and place a powered rail so that the observer is now observing that powered rail. Place 2 temporary blocks and destroy the first one, and a dispenser with the dispensingness facing the nest here. So you don't see any faces. That face is actually on the block of the nest. Inside of that, you're going to put your shears. Remember that shears have like a durability of 280 something. Here, let me go fly over here and check my numbers here. 238, okay? So 238, actually it's 239 is the actual amount, times 9. That means that you have 2,151 shearing times. So this will be able to shear this hive 2,151 times with just the 9 shears that you've added. That's a ton of times. If for some reason that isn't enough times, you can go ahead and add a hopper onto the back facing into the dispenser, and even a chest or a barrel above that with tons more shears in it. That's almost overkill in my opinion. You could probably just check on this every so often just to make sure that your shear durability hasn't run out. Now go ahead and place glass all over this build. You don't actually need it all the way at the top. And we're just going to encase everything here. You can use the side of the flower to place your glass if you want. Oh, come on. Come on, cow. You made me place a glass incorrectly. And then make sure it has a ceiling as well. Remember that this is where I kind of suggested that you place the hive as the last thing. And it is important to face the hive into the opening because the bees kind of come out of the face of this hive. And if the hive is faced sideways, the bees will come out inside of the glass and then maybe pushed outwards. So I've had bees escaping if the hive or nest, and I'm going to assume that the hive will be fixed in the future. At the moment, if you're watching this on in the first few snapshots, you make sure you use the nest because the hive doesn't seem to be working. But in the future, I assume that it will. So make sure that you face the forward of the hive or nest into this opening here. So then you would place this and close this as fast as possible, and then the bees would be inside. And we're just going to go ahead and use the summon command to get some bees. So I've gone ahead and placed 5 bees inside of this area. Eventually, they will find the flowers and pollinate, then move back over to the hive and enter, stay there for 2 minutes, and then leave. And once they do that 5 times, then the block will switch into a state that has honey in it. The observer will see that. It will send its redstone signal into here, powering this, which detects this observer detects the issue, and then it will fire off the dispenser, and then the honeycomb will just kind of fly off into this area, but will be quickly picked up by the hoppers and deposited into the barrel down below. I believe when we started this video, we still only have 51. So that's because I accidentally killed all my bees for a different video and I had to respawn them. So it took a little while. It takes a little while for them to pollinate again and to get working. But it does become more efficient over time as they all realize this is the only flower in the area. If you wanted to, you could add more flowers or you could add more storage onto the back. Extra storage looks something like this, where let's go ahead and switch into a chest. So either you could have this be a double chest right here, and instead of this going directly into there, you're going to add another hopper below that. It can actually point into nothing. That's totally fine. You're gonna have a hopper below that facing into the chest, and then you can open that just like that. Or if you've been doing great with the barrel and you just want to add a little bit of extra space, you could also add some more chests here and then a hopper underneath that barrel into that chest. And remember, with any of these sort of hopper chest situations, you can continue to expand this over time, and all you have to do is just add more chests and more hoppers. Whoops. And then what will happen is the items will come down here and they'll deposit into the lowest chest. So this will fill up, then this, then this. There you have it. Once again, a big thanks to Mr. E-Dog for this redstone creation. Is really a nice, easy to follow design. If you want to find his original video, you can check out the description down below. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed it, please give this video a good old like, thumbs up, really helps. And also make sure you subscribe for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMG Craft. See you next time. Bye.